Good morning, students. Please confirm, am I audible? All right. All right. So, good morning to all of you. And I think we should not wait for others. We should directly start. I think maybe the students are on Sunday mode today. So, should we start now or should we wait? What do you think? When did you get the break? When did you get the break? 10. Yes, it is almost 10:45. So, you people have got the sufficient break. So we should not wait, and I'm starting now. All right, so let's begin with the remaining sections of the Dividend chapter. All right, so yesterday's class we learned about section 124 and 123. All the two sections we learned in detail. So all of you are clear in that? Hello? All of you are clear in that? Each and every detail, including the rules, unclaimed dividend account. If you are making delay than 12% interest, it will lie there for the 7 years, and after 7 years it will be transferred to investors education and protection fund. I think all that stuff we have already done, right? Fine. So now let's move on to the 125, section 125. So can anyone remind me, if you really pay a proper attention, what is 125 here? What do you mean by 125? Section 125. Section 125. Anyone can tell me about? Section 125 is about Investors Education and Protection Fund. Okay, before I start discussion on this, let's understand that what kind of fund it is. ये fund कैसा है? So what kind of provisions we are going to find in section 125? So basically section 125 emphasize on the establishment of fund. Establishment of fund. Now, what do you mean by establishment of fund? We can see here that fund is there, but how it is established? Who has the authority to establish? Central government or state government? How the administration happens? Who can be the member? How the accounts are prepared? How the audit of this fund is made? So basically, it is a governmental fund. So technically, the audit of the fund will be made by CAG. Do you know who is CAG? Do you know who is CAG? CAG is Comptroller Auditor General of India. Comptroller Auditor General of India. He is CAG. He is CAG. All right. He is CAG. Comptroller Auditor General of India. And what are the funds which will be deposited? So do you remember I told you that not only dividend, but any kind of amount, any kind of amount which is not paid for the consistent 7 years. Why it is not paid? Because it was unclaimed. That will be deposited in Investors Education and Protection Fund. So all of you know about that fact? Hello? Yesterday, if you look, when we looked at the IEPF 1 form, that form, we understood that it's just not only unclaimed dividend account. It's just not only unclaimed dividend account, but it also includes unclaimed dividends, unclaimed debentures, unclaimed preference shares, unclaimed deposits, everything. So it covers technically everything there, right? Oh my God, I'm muted. Since when? अरे कब हुआ रे ये? mute तो किया नहीं मैंने. Okay, perhaps हो गया होगा. So did I discuss all this part that these all are the points we are going to learn? Amounts to be credited is good for exam. We are not only here for learning. At the same time, our main objective is cracking the C entrance exam. So what kind of amounts shall be credited, and another important point is accounts in the audit. So accounts in audit, accounts, excuse me, accounts will be prepared in consultation with CAG, Comptroller Auditor General of India. Audit is made by CAG. But do you know who is CAG? Do you know here who is CAG? Have you ever heard about CAG? Tell me. Have you people ever heard about CAG? Okay, Mahima has heard about. He's the most powerful person. He's the most powerful person in India. Okay, answer a few questions. Who appoints CAG? Guys, if you don't have the answer, at least you can type no. At least you can type no. So, do you know CAG? Do you know CAG? Okay, Shamika knows. Okay, Sugavanam no doesn't know. Let me show you guys what is CAG and what is the power of CAG. Okay, I think all of you can able to see this Google, right? Yes. Is this web browser is visible to all of you? Okay. CAG Office official website. Look at guys, this is CAG. Somebody call it CAG, somebody call it as like CAG. So look at this. This is CAG, and CAG is actually the person who is responsible to do the audit of all the government departments as well as government companies. All the Look at this. You can look at even the audit reports, union audit reports. Union audit reports over here, it means the central government audit reports. This is state government audit reports, this is local bodies audit reports, and this is compliance audit reports. So if you click on the union audit reports regarding, look at this, report number 20 of 21, Civil Ministry of Education report. This is the railway report. This is the housing and urban affairs report. Are you able to see this? This is the report number 18, compliance audit on the central government Department of Revenue, custom for the year ended 2020. Okay, this is publicly available. If you simply click on this, look at all the different what I can say, the I'm just downloading one so that just sake of your knowledge. This is the CAG report. You look at in detail, a lot of things are provided. Look, financial management audit noticed that the proportion of the internal receipts, fees, interest, consultancy works to the recurring expenditure of the IITs was very low, even after having been established over a decade. These forced this IITs to be heavily dependent on the government of India grants for meeting recurring expenditure. So can you see this is the comment on the IIT, that fees is very much low. Why it is? Because it depends upon not upon what the governmental grants. IITH, maybe it is another education institution. In audited delay of 3 years in utilizing available funds, the Japan International Cooperation Agency loan was noticed, which resulted in non-achievement of intended objectives of the advancement of academic and research activities in the campus in timely manner. So this particular comment provides that fund was available, but it was not properly used. Because of that, you could not fulfill the objective. So is it management or mismanagement? Answer the question. Is it management or mismanagement? What do you think about it? Come on. It is of course mismanagement. Money is available, but there is no proper management and authority to utilize it in the proper way. So this is just the comment on one. You can look, all these comments are on the different things. I hope you're understanding what am I trying to say. So basically, these people went for only IITs, I guess, not about others. Is it for? Yes. So this is for the IIT only. Look, it is the performance audit of setting up of the new Indian Institute of Technology, IITs. So if you really want to research on this, I think this website will help you a lot, because a lot of public information is available over here. And better than what can be better than the governmental website? CAG again will be repeated while I will teach you the audit chapter, because we have the government companies audit, and we are going to learn about how government CAG does the audit of government company. So this will be repeated over there. All right. I want to show you that our offices, look at the state, defense, audit offices, railway, regional, no. Like this, I want to show you something more, and it is, wait, this is the CAM panelment. Look at the CAM panelment. Now, what do we mean by here the CAM panelment? So, if any chartered accountant, obviously, what do you think this CAG office, do you really think that he will be alone able to complete all the audits of all the companies and everything within 5 years? Answer will be no. So basically, he hires chartered accountants, and we chartered accountants can apply here, and after applying, we can get it. All right. So basically, just a second, नहीं plane आ रहा है. Okay, ठीक है. So a lot of chartered accountants are here. So this is all about CAG website. Now, question is, what about the reports? Do you know all the reports, all the reports, all the reports which are published here, all the reports which are published over here, this will be placed before both the houses of parliament, and all those reports which contains the lot of the discrepancies or a lot of loopholes. Opposition parties are always waiting for such reports. How they can blame and allege the government. Okay, so I think we have learned a lot about it. We have learned a lot about it. Okay. Now the question is, who appoints CAG? Who appoints CAG? So CAG is appointed by the President of India for how many years? For the 5 years. His rank would be just like the Supreme Court judges of the Supreme Court. Judges of the Supreme Court. So what do you mean by his rank will be just like the judges of the Supreme Court? It simply means that all those facilities and the privileges which are given to the judges of the Supreme Court, the same will be enjoyed by the CAG. Same will be enjoyed by CAG. Same will be enjoyed by CAG. Are you getting me? And he cannot be removed. If you want to remove CAG, then you need at least 2/3 majority in both the houses of parliament. Then and only then you can remove him, otherwise not. So this is the power of CAG. But by the way, we are not here for this CAG part. We are here for the section 125, Investors and Education Protection Fund. So I think you should also see the website of Investors Education Protection Fund. By the way, the whole section 125 is the part of our syllabus. So do you want to see the forms and the particular official website? How does it look like? What is written there? How to apply for the shares? How to apply for these funds and all that? Just a glimpse of that. Are you willing to see, or you will do on your own? Okay, if you want to. I'm not getting much responses. So देखो बेटा, अगर आपको नहीं देखना तो बताओ, ये थोड़ा टाइम लेगा. नहीं करना तो आप खुद कर लेना, तो मैं आगे चला जाऊँ. My decision will be based upon your reaction, your opinion. देखना है या बेटा, महिमा आपका आंसर आ चुका है. हाँ तो बोलो ना भाई. So can you see this website called iepf.gov.in? Basically, that comes under Ministry of Corporate Affairs. That means MCA. MCA is the ROC website. So look at students. This is how. Do not get into the clutches of the agent or the brokers of middlemen for the refund of claims from IEPFA. Procedure for the refund of claims from IAPF authorities simple, easy, and free of cost. So what kind of refund they are talking about? This is all about those unclaimed part. Are you getting me? So look at guys, this is about Investor Education and Protection Fund. So basically look at the IAPF. It is for the promotion of the investors awareness. What kind of investors awareness? All those people who are investing in the share market, all those who are investing in the company. So to make them aware, this fund is created. And protection of the interest of the investors. This website is an information providing platform to promote awareness, and it does not offer any investment advice or the evaluation. So very superbly and simply written over here that, all right, So look at students, all kind of the forms are there. So if you want to upload any kind of forms, for example, the company when wants to give the details that how much fund they have for uploading purpose, then they will upload those forms here. If you have any complaint, you can just do from this. If you want to claim any refund, this is for the shareholder. I told you that after the unclaimed dividend or any other unclaimed amount got deposited with IIPF, how you can recover that? So from here, you can just make the application. So look at how the application will be made. These are the different forms. IIPF 5 form, which is for the refund, which is available in the website. And oh, I'm sorry. This is the MCA portal from where you can upload your different forms, different forms. All right. Search unclaimed and unpaid amount. All right. So you have to write everything here: your name, your middle name, your last name, your father's husband name, your company folio number, your Demat account ID and the account number. And if you click on the search, everything will be reflected over here, that how much unclaimed amount belongs to deposits, belongs to shares, belongs to dividend, belongs to debenture. Everything will be reflected here. So as of now, I don't have any real data, so I cannot put it here. But I hope my students, you have learned that this entire fund is getting managed by the central government to help the investors, to make them aware, not to get trapped in any false information. So basic idea of IIPF is clear in everyone's mind, and I think now it will be easy for all of you to learn about section 125 practically. Am I right? Come on. Clear? All right. So let's begin with this now. All right. So can we start now the explanation of section 125? I think all of you know that what kind of contents we are going to face with. Are you ready with that? Let's begin, guys. So here, where is our act? I think it's not here. All right. Chapter number 8, and look at this section 125. All right. So the first one is who has the power to establish. So subsection number 1 says the central government has the power to establish this. Now, this is very important question over here. If you look at what kind of amounts to be credited in that. So these all are the list of amount. Can you see there are how many points from A to N? These all are different amount will be credited, and most of them belong to company. So quickly read one by one what kind of amount will be credited. First of all, whatever grants are given by the government. So governmental grant. Now, what do you mean by governmental grant? Let me have just one explanation here. Every budget, the government of India sanctions certain provisions for the different governmental agencies. Like some amount is provision for the defense, some amount is provision for the education. You know that, right? That's called the budget allocation. Very soon, I think in this February, the budget is proposed and it is coming, right? So certain amount will be provisioned for such fund as well. Second is donation given by the central government, state government, any company if they want to. Yes, so this fund is accepting the donations as well. The amount of unpaid dividend that you know, the amount of general revenue account of the central government as per section 205A of the Companies Act 1956. Now, what do you mean by this? What do you mean by this? Section 205A of the Companies Act 1956. You tell me today we are learning this Investor Education Protection Fund under which section? Under which section? I know you know the answer, but still you have to type 125. But do you really think is it a new concept? No. If you look at the previous Companies Act, the same fund was there under section 205A. So whenever you check it, the 205A, let me just show you here. If you simply type in the Google section 205A of Companies Act 1956, look at the section 205. Where's it? Okay, I'm sorry, I think I'm writing 205A. That is written that unpaid dividend to be transferred to special dividend account, and after then, if it will be there in for the 7 years, and the same will be transferred to Investors Education and Protection Fund. Investors, is all right. What am I trying to say that right now it is under section 125, 125. Earlier it was under section 205A. So after establishing the new funds, whatever old funds were there, everything will be transferred into the new fund. Do you agree with me? Hello? So whatever amount which was credited in the old fund automatically will get transferred in the new fund. Okay. The amount lying in the Investor Education and Protection Fund under Section 205C of the old Act. So these 2 points are talking about the old funds. First one is about the unclaimed amount of dividend, and second is about the entire fund. Any interest accrued on then. After then, this what do you mean by this? The amount received under subsection 4 of section 38. Section 38. So what is section 38? Do you remember section 25, section 26, section 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33? All these sections belong to which chapter? So if you look at all this chapter belongs to this chapter. Can you see this 23, 24, 25, all this? And look at the end. At the end, guys, that is punishment for the personation for acquisition, etc. So what is 38 over here? 38. Uh, did I ever tell you that if you hold the securities in fictitious name means you are actually not the same person, but you are pretending yourself as you are the same person and you are trying to buy on that basis. Have we ever learned that concept? Come on. Keeping the shares in fictitious name. Keeping the shares in fictitious name. Hello. What was the provision? It will be a fraud if it is made by the company. And not only to that, all the shares will be taken over by the government. Guys, do you remember that concept? What a batch, yeah. Come on. Look, if you will not interact with me, then it will be difficult for teaching. It will be difficult. Got the point. So, All right. So whatever amount is acquired under section 38, it will be deposited here. Further, it says that the application money received by the companies allotment of any securities and due for refund. What do you mean by this? You have received the application money, but you did not pay. You did not pay on time because nobody claimed it. So this is unclaimed application money. Matured deposit. You want to pay, but nobody claimed it. Matured debentures. Interest accrued in all the amount. Sale proceeds of the fractional shares arising out of issuance of the bonus shares, merger and amalgamation for 7 or more years. Now, what do you mean by these? Okay, what do you mean by fraction shares? What do you mean by fraction shares? Let me tell you, fraction share. What is the concept of fraction shares here? Let's say there's a question that explains about the fractional shares. So anyone knows? No, it's not a bond. It's not a bond. Oh my God. I think you have learned in accountancy what is the chapter of issuing bonus share, right? अकाउंट्स में खत्म हुआ ये चैप्टर बोनस शेयर कैसे इशू किया जाता है. Okay, so what is fractional shares? Let me tell you what is fractional shares here. Suppose uh my total number of equity shares, look at, I'm talking about the number of equity shares. My number of equity shares are as of now, let's say 1 crore. 1 crore. This is the number of equity shares. I have decided I have decided no, but it's not like that. Let me tell you what is fractional share here. I have decided to capitalize somewhere around, let's say, to capitalize 10 crores, 56,000, 56 lakhs, 96,987. This much rupees I want to convert to bonus shares. So approximately you people can tell me how much number of shares will be generated newly. You tell me how much new shares will be generated over here. So can I say the total number of shares which will be generated over here will be, each share has the 10 rupees. So कितने shares आएंगे? This divided by 10. Can I say somewhere around 1 crore 5 lakh 69,699 shares will be created. Will be created. Will be created. And what is my plan? What is my plan? Wait, it's not like, let me put it in this way. Suppose, yeah, ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है? 05 shares between सकता. Just a second, let me put it in this way. Yeah, these many shares are okay, and I want to, this much money is utilized for capitalizing, and I want to go for 1:1 ratio. 1:1. So 1:1 stands for what? Tell me. If I go for 1:1, अगेंस्ट 1 करोड़ कितने इश्यू होंगे? टेल मी. Only 1 crore. So what are the fraction of the shares? Can I say the 69 shares? What are over here? That means somewhere around amount of 7,000 rupees. Sorry, somewhere around hardly. These are the shares. Somewhere around 799 shares. Somewhere around 7,000 rupees amount will not be given to anyone. Will not be given to anyone. So will it be taken back by the company, or it should be transferred to Investors Education and Protection Fund? So this is called the fraction share. It will be given to the, you tell me, it will be given back to the IIPF. So whatever amount you passed as a resolution that you want to go for this much amount as a capitalization, and if some fraction is not matching with the ratio, you cannot force, because this 700 shares, I don't think so you will force to any shareholder. You cannot share these 700 shares to all them, because if you're going to share this, everybody will be getting how much? Fraction. Are you getting me? So this kind of shares which is not possible to give in fraction, it will be given to IIPF. And I think this much generosity must be given by, should be performed by the company to the shareholders, right? So this is what is called the fractional shares. And look, any kind of calculation where you're just giving the shares or whatever out of your funds, whatever balance amount is there, which cannot be converted into shares, which cannot be converted into shares, that will be provided to, that will be given to IIPF. I hope guys this concept is clear to all of you. Come on, is it clear? Next point is redemption amount of preference shares remaining unpaid, or that you know guys, 7 years or more, and such other amount as may be prescribed, provided that no such amount referred to H to J shall form part of the fund unless such amount has remained unclaimed for a period of 7 years from the date it becomes due for the payment. Now, here's some students who are very research in nature. They should have doubt. They should have a doubt. What is the reason for giving this particular note? Provided that. Mahima, why it would arise in amalgamation and mergers, I think that will be explained in your financial management chapter. Not now. All right. All right. Feel sorry for the inconvenience. Okay. Now, utilization. So all of you know, guys, you tell me this fund will be utilized for what? If you just simply apply the logic. So first will be, it will be utilized for promoting the object. And what is the object over here? So simple, protecting and educating the shareholders. Second is, can I say it, the same fund will be used to give the refund whenever it is claimed by the shareholder, debenture holder. okay, I'm sorry. I think this paragraph I have not explained, right? This paragraph have I explained or pending? ये paragraph समझाया था बाकी था? Oh, it was pending now. Just a second. If you look at over here, look, interest on the income received out of investment individually after each of them 7 years reference is not given. Have you observed it? Look, application money, but it is not provided over here that 7 years. Mature deposit, not 7 years. So what does it mean? If the mature deposit is pending to be paid even for the one single day, you have to transfer it to IEPF. Does it make sense? According to you, does it make sense? What do you think? So if you look at 7 years reference is given only for M point. Did you observe? Only to M point, and K point is the interest part. And that is why the separate note is prepared by the government providing that H to J, because all these are the securities and deposits for the company. This will not be transferred until the 7 years are gone. Look, if you are the advocate of Supreme Court, this is how you people are interpreting the law. Sir, here the 7 years are not written. Then why should we wait for 7 years? Now that's why, guys, this proviso is given. Individual provision doesn't contain 7 years, but this paragraph contains 7 years. This contains 7 years. I hope you are understanding. Now, utilization fund. Now, look, if this question is there in your exam, then what is the utilization of what is the utilization of what is the utilization of this fund? So it's common sense. First of all, promoting the object. When anyone is claiming that, give the refund. Give the refund. So these two are the main objectives. Let's read what provision says. So the refund in respect of unclaimed dividends, mature deposits, mature debentures, application money due for refund and the interest thereon, promotion of the investor education, awareness and the protection, distribution of any disgorgement amount among eligible and identifiable applicants for shares or debentures, shareholders, debentures. This word is very much new for all of you. Okay, anyone in this classroom who knows about what do you mean by the term called disgorgement? Answer the question. Disgorgement. Okay, guys, let me tell you what is disgorgement over here. Suppose one kidnapper kidnaps Neha and asks ransom amount from Neha's father. But Neha's father, he is very smart. Before he paid, he called police that this is what happened. He called the police. This is exactly what happened. My daughter was kidnapped and now those people are asking for ransom amount. They're asking for ransom amount. All right. Police arrested that kidnapper and collected that 50 lakhs rupees of the ransom amount. Now, how this money will be dealt with? Can I say this money will be paid back to Neha's father? Answer the question. This money, what I'm talking about here, this will be paid back to Neha's father. But after arrestment, when police investigated and searched his house, police could find somewhere around 15 crore rupees. What he earned out of this kidnapping business since last 15 years. 15 years में उसको इतना सारा पैसा मिला, मान लो somewhere around 15 crore rupees. My question is it possible for the police to find all those people who paid ransoms 15 years before? Is it possible to find the traces that exactly this 15 crores belongs to which party? Is it possible? No. So guys, this is the money earned illegally by the person, and now it will be deposited in government treasury. It will be deposited into government treasury. And this process is called disgorgement. This process is called disgorgement. All right. So, do you want to get the note for the meaning of disgorgement, or is it fine for everyone? Hello? Write down, guys. Write down. What do you mean by disgorgement? Write down. Disgorgement is the is the payment of disgorgement is the payment of illegally received gains. Disgorgement is the payment of illegally received gains and profits to the government to the government to the government or authority on the order of courts on the order of court on the order of court on the order of court. Funds that were received through illegal or unethical business funds that were received through illegal or unethical business transactions funds that were received through illegal or unethical business transactions are disgorged first are disgorged first disgorged in the record write down given to the proper authority or the government. Okay, disgorged first, and then it is paid back on application. It is paid back on application. It is paid back on application to those who are affected by the action. Who are affected by the action. Means like illegal action, okay, kidnapping or and all that stuff we are talking about. All right, hey students, is it clear to all of you what is disgorgement? That means it will be given to the government first, and later on application, on application, it will be given back to the entitled person if somebody applies. If no one applies, then money will be utilized by, answer the question, money will be utilized by the government. That's all. Okay, so that's what this point one said. Distribution of a disgorged amount to the eligible and identifiable applicants for the shares or debentures. So sometimes the shares and debentures are illegally obtained by some people by making the fraud, and during the governmental investigation they are found guilty. So all those shares and debentures will be transferred back to government, and it will be paid back. It will be paid back to the appropriate person on application. It can be used for the reimbursement of the legal expenses. if any case is filed, any suit is filed, and any other purpose as per the rules as may be prescribed by the government. And let me check. So this is exactly the same thing we have learned over here. This paragraph is trying to say that any person who did not get the money since last 7 years shall be entitled to get the refund out of the fund. That means even if the money was paid under and money was deposited under section 205 C of the Companies Act 1956, that means even if the money was taken from 1956, the same can be acquired, the same can be claimed from the same fund. So it is just for the removal of the doubt. Now, subsection number 4. Any person claiming to be entitled to the amount may apply to the authority for the payment of the money claimed. So this part already I covered up. So above, once anyone if wants to claim, he can go to authority and claim this. Now, the central government shall constitute by notification an authority for administration of the fund consisting of a chairperson and such other members not exceeding 7, and the chief executive officer as the central government may appoint. So guys, subsection number 5 talks about the constitution or composition of composition of investor education and protection fund. Now, what does it mean? If you talk about today the cost, so how the cost composition is made. So there are judges, there are certain employees, there are certain members. This is how the composition is made. So the same way, guys, there's a chairperson, then maximum number of 7 members and 1 CEO. So total how many people are there? Total how many people are there? Answer. Total how many people will be there? Total 9 people. Maximum will be there. Alright. The manner of administration of the fund, appointment of chairman, members, and the CEO, holding of meetings, the authority shall be in accordance with the rules as prescribed. So these administration committee will conduct the meetings and will take a lot of decisions. 7th is trying to say the central government will provide to the authorities such officers, employees, and other resources in accordance with such rules as may be prescribed. Now, what this subsection number 7 is trying to say? So, this point is very, very general in nature. What do you mean by that? It is trying to say that you tell me, if you have the members, if you have the chairperson, and if you have the lot of the people, does it mean that you can operate the such big office without employees? Let's say cleaning. Really, will chairman go for sweeping, cleaning? If you want to, let's say, want to buy the stationery, will chairman go for buying stationery? No. So along with these members, government has also authorized government has also authorized to appoint certain employees in the other offices. Okay. It shall be competent for the authority to spend money out of the funds carrying out of the object under subsection 3. So whatever objectives are written under subsection 3, this authority has the right to approve or disapprove those applications for paying the money. Now, as I have already told you guys, the accounts of the fund shall be audited by the Comptroller and the Auditor General of India, and such intervals as may be specified by him. And such audited accounts, together with the audit report thereon, shall be forwarded annually by the authority to the central government. Central government. Okay. So, guys, I think this part already I have discussed and I have taken a lot of time on that. Further, it says that the authority shall prepare in such form, time to time, financial year as may be prescribed, annual report giving a full account of its activities during the financial year and forward that annual report to the central government. Okay, central government shall cause the annual report and the audit report given by the Auditor General of India to be laid before each House of Parliament. So what this subsection 11 is trying to say, annual report prepared by this fund and the audit report submitted by CAG, both of this will be presented to, where it will be presented? Where it will be presented? It will be presented to Parliament. That's all. That's so. This was the entire explanation of section 125. Section 125. Now, many students have this doubt, sir, why you are reading each and every line? Why? Look, today the examination pattern of ICI, what I have observed nowadays, it is they're asking from any paragraph. They're asking from any paragraph. So we should be clear with all the paragraphs. Then what is the logic at least? If you don't remember the section number, it is fine, but we should have the knowledge of logic at least, that what Chirags are taught in the class. Alright? By the way, my plan is when we complete what I can say this syllabus or substantial portion, I will start solving the previous attempt question papers as well in the class. Alright? So guys, is section 125 clear to all of you? So this is all, everything is about section 125. And after then we are going for the section 126 and the section 127. But before that, I request you to take a small break of 5 minutes. Okay? All right, guys. So can we start now? Are you here? Show your presence. We are good to go. Now, last two sections are there. Section 126 and section 127. Now, out of them, if you ask me, honestly, section 126 is not much asked in exam, but 127, it is the recurring in nature. Section 127, punishment for failure to distribute dividends, it is repetitive in nature, all the times. Repetitive in nature. Okay. Now, what kind of questions will be there? Let's learn that first of all. Before I go, you just please focus on this. Now, section 126, where it is here dividend. Yes. 126, if you look at it, is written that only this much is written. Right to dividend, right shares in the bonus shares to be held in abeyance pending registration of transfer of shares. Now, what do you mean by this? Okay, is there any okay. Do you know the transfer process first of all? Because if you want to understand the section 126, all of you must have clarity on section 56 first of all, and 56 is talking about the transfer. So you tell me, all of you know now what is transfer process? Okay, how it is getting transferred? Directly just selling the share certificates, or you need to go for the another separate process? What is the process there? What is the process there? Can I say the process is you need to download the transfer form, and after that you need to get it signed by both the parties, and then it will be uploaded. It needs to be stamped, and then it will be uploaded to the government, right? The government. Sorry, like just a second. It will be given to the company, not for the government. I'm still in the Investors Education Protection Fund. So it will be signed by both the parties, and then it will be uploaded to, it will be given to the company. And if company approves it, if company approves it, it becomes the transfer. Like the other party will be able to enjoy the membership as well as the shareholder. But one thing I did not tell at that point of time, that this is the lengthy process. Company takes 2 months for approval. Okay, so if there's a question in the paper format while applying the this transfer, how much time is available? How much time is available to the company? So what will be answer? कितना time रहेगा company के लिए? These are 2 months. These are the 2 months. So is there any possibility that within these 2 months the company has not decided yet the time, and suddenly the company declares for dividend? Company declares for dividend. So let's go in this way. Suppose the date of depositing the transfer form, date of depositing the transfer form here, it is suppose 1st May 2020. So how much, what is the last date for approval? 31st, sorry, 1st July. This is the power of the company. Till this, the company can go ahead with. But meantime, the dividend is issued, dividend or any bonus share is issued in middle of that. That means it was issued as on 30th June 2020. My question is, Oh, not a 30th June, I'm sorry. It's 31st May for a 31st May. 31st May or even 15th May. In short, form is already deposited. Company is still thinking to approve or not approving. And meantime, dividend is issued. To whom the dividend should be paid? If you say it should be given to the transferor, let's say transferor is Mahima, and Mahima has transferred these shares to Sriram. Now understand, who will get this dividend? Isn't it the matter of confusion? Why? Because already the form is deposited. Now there are two possibilities. If the form is approved by the company, then fundamentally who deserves to get this dividend? If form is approved by the company, then Sriram should enjoy these rights. But what if it is rejected due to any technicality or due to any reason? Company may reject the share transfer form. Possible. Then Mahima will enjoy this. So isn't it a confusion about who will enjoy the that is why section 126 is introduced. Abeyance means kept or hold, just to hold it, keep it until there's a resolution. So what it is written that until the final decision is approved or disapproved, whatever conclusion comes, company will not give this dividend or any bonus share or any right issue proposal to transferor or transferee. Rather, it will be kept on hold. It will be put on hold. And at the end, whatever decision comes, that will be followed. If it is accepted, Sriram will enjoy, and if it is rejected, then Mahima will enjoy. So read what are the provisions written under section 126. Where any instrument of transfer of the shares has been delivered to any company for registration and the transfer of such shares has not been registered by the company, has not been registered means still the decision is pending. Okay, it shall notwithstanding anything contained in any other provisions of this act transfer the dividend in relation to such shares to the unpaid dividend account referred to in the section 124 unless the company is authorized by the registered holder of such shares in writing to pay a dividend to the transferee. If transferor gives in writing to the company that please, I don't have any objection if you give this dividend to transferee. If this is given in writing, then company will not hold it. Then it will be given to the transferee. Otherwise, it will be kept in the unpaid dividend account. So keeping in unpaid dividend account on hold, that is known as, answer the question, that is known as abeyance. Okay. And keep in abeyance in relation to such shares, any offer of right shares or fully paid bonus shares until the decision comes. So guys, 126 is talking about hold until the final decision arises. Are you getting me? All right. All right, guys. So this is about 126 here, section 126. Now let's go to the last point over here, section 127. That is the punishment for failure to distribute dividends. Majorly out of section 127, two questions are repeatedly asked in exam. So before I go to 127, let me show you exactly what kind of question we are expecting in exam. Just a second. All right, now look at this last question. It is written that Mr. Alok, holding equity shares of face value of 10 lakhs, it has not paid an amount of rupees 1 lakh towards call money on shares. Can the same be adjusted against the dividend amount payable to him? So guys, if any due amount is there, can the dues be adjusted against the payment of dividend? Payment of dividend. That is the one question. Second question, it is already asked in exam, but it is not here. These two questions are very important because repeatedly they have been asked in exam. Let me tell you here about the second question. Second question goes in this way. Suppose Ishika, right? Ishika, she is the shareholder. She told the company that she wants dividend in check format and not in online transfer. So can I say it is a specific mode for asking the payment of dividend? So first question is it possible or not? Can any shareholder ask specific mode? Can any shareholder ask for specific mode that I want the checks in, I want the dividends in online transfer or the Google Pay, or I want in check, or I want in cash, like this? Answer is yes. Shareholder has the right to demand the dividend in the format what she or he wants. But at the time of sending the dividend, due to some error, due to some error, let's say the check number, sorry, the account number was not given properly, or address was not given properly, the check was not delivered to Ishika. Check was not delivered to Ishika. Due to the wrong address provided by Ishika, company failed to deliver this check to Ishika. So here there is a question that whether company is liable under section 127 or not, and 127 talks about the punishment. So any specific mode was provided, but address was wrong, account number was wrong, and that is why the check could not be cleared. So is company liable under section 127 for non-payment of dividend? So these two are very powerful questions, very important questions. So instead of, you know, waging rumors here, let's understand exactly what 127 is trying to say. Look, each and every word is important, and what is our main objective? Main objective is to just to learn that what are the topics from where we can create the questions. We can make or we can create the questions. All right. So let's look at the section 127 first of all. What section 127 is trying to say here? So where a dividend has been declared by a company but has not been paid, or the warrant in respect thereof has not been posted within 30 days from the date of declaration to any shareholder entitled to the payment of the dividend, then every director of the company shall, if he is knowingly a party to the default, be punishable with the imprisonment which may extend to 2 years. So guys, non-payment of dividend is all the ways considered as very, very severe offense. Very much severe offense. Got it? It is considered as very much serious offense by the law. So 2 years imprisonment. So okay, this imprisonment, it is for director or it is for the company? Hello? This is for the obviously director. How can there be company? And in addition to that, with the fine which shall not be less than 1,000 rupees every day for director, during which such default continues. So every director has to pay 1,000 rupees for the defaulting period and the 2 years of jail. The company shall be liable to pay simple interest at the rate of 18% per annum during the period for which such default continues. So for the company, we cannot send the company to the jail. So simple 18% of interest is imposed on this. Along with the dividend, you have to pay 18% of interest. So this is the punishment. So till this, there is nothing askable in exam. But look at this. Provided that no offense under this section shall be deemed to have been committed. So under these 5 different reasons, company will be assumed as it has, even if the company has not paid the dividend, it will be assumed as company has not committed any offense under section 127. So 120, what I'm trying to say, these all the 5 points are the exceptions to the punishment. All these are the exceptions to the punishment. Okay, let's read it. First of all, where the dividend could not be paid by reason of the operation of any law. So court itself says that no need to pay because company has some problem. Where a shareholder has given a direction, guys. Okay, can I see the B point, section 127 clause B? Can I say this is the case of Ishika? What I have discussed over here? Hello? Can I say that this is the case of Ishika here? It says that where a shareholder has given the specific directions to the company regarding the payment of the dividend and those directions cannot be complied with and the same has been communicated to him, then company is not in default. So if you look at this particular question, Ishika gave specific direction to the company, I want the money in check, but it was not paid because the address was wrong. Punishment under section 127 is applicable or not applicable? Answer this. Okay, Mahima says applicable. Raman Sriram says yes, it is applicable. Acha. Oh. Guys, understand company is liable under section 127. Why company is liable? Did you observe? If you look at the point number B, there are two conditions. It is not complied and has been communicated to the shareholder. Then and only then company is not liable. If you look at the question, what I have asked, what I pointed out intentionally, I said, okay, due to wrong address, company did not pay it. But don't you think it is the duty of the company, along with this, to just intimate Ishika that, dear, why your dividend is not paid to you? Hello? Why your dividend is not paid to you? Come on. Why your dividend is not paid to you? Yes. And that is why student here, just because of this non-communication, company is guilty. Company is guilty. All right. Same question you will find in some previous attempts as well as while doing the RTP or other things. Second, it is written when there is a dispute regarding the right to receive the dividend. Here, what do you mean by dispute? Dispute means not only differences of opinion or physical fighting. Dispute means legal suit is filed and matter is pending about the ownership of the shares. So obviously, until the share ownership is determined, company will keep it as abeyance. Where the dividend has been lawfully adjusted by the company against any sum due to it from the shareholder. So guys, whether the dividend amount is adjustable or not, answer the question. Whether dividend amount is adjustable or not, answer would be absolutely yes. So what would be the answer of that Alok wala question? Alok did not pay the call money of the company. Alok did not pay the call money of the company. What will be the answer? Obviously, yes, it is allowed to be adjusted. Okay, got it? Last one is where the any other reason the failure to pay the dividend or the post the warrant within the period under this section was not due to any default on the part of the company. If the company is not guilty, but due to the failure of the person, amount could not be paid, then company is not guilty. For example, the address what you given, it is changed. Company posted the dividend without specific direction. Now look at, in Ishika wala case, this is the case of specific direction. Got it? So if specific direction was given, it is the duty of the company. It is the duty of the company to communicate in case of failure. It is the duty of the company to communicate in case of failure. But if direction is not given, then is it the duty of the company to communicate to the shareholder that, brother, your dividend is failed? No. Answer will be no. So if address is wrong and specific direction was not given, and just because of that company failed to pay, it is the failure from the shareholder and not the failure from company. So that's all about students dividends chapter. I hope you have learned each and every section 123, 124, 125, 126, and at the end we have tried to learn about 127. All right. So it is almost 12:15. So do you want me to start that new chapter right now, or shall I do it in, because today again we have the session at 4 o'clock, and I'm expecting all of you to come at that 4 o'clock. Again we have the session. So what do you want? Next class में करेंगे. It's a new chapter. If it was a continuation, then all right, fine then. Good luck, guys. We are meeting at 4 o'clock. Okay. Okay. Good luck.